World Cup in 2026 over in Mexico, Canada and the United States is around about 18 months away, but we have no idea who's going to qualify from Europe. That's right, the Euro qualifiers are here, and we've got match number 1 coming at you next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today is all about the UEFA European qualifiers for the World Cup in 2026. We've got match day number 1 just around the corner. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button. You want to subscribe for World Cup qualifiers, Blabbing Rovers, World Football. We're going to all hear under one rooski. That's right, it's a crazy, hectic international break coming at you this March, of course. And we do have match number 1 taking place in the World Cup qualifiers in Europe. Who's going to get the upper hand? Of course, put some points on the board. We'll showcase you those in a second. Big shout out to the members, big shout out to the patrons. You know who you are. What we're going to do now, though, is showcase you what's going on in the qualifiers, the tables, all that kind of stuff. What we know and what we kind of don't know. So sit tight, hold on, let's get into it. Alrighty then, folks. Of course, the European qualifiers are here, but it is not as easy as that. Let's showcase you how the draw tables panned out and what we actually can talk about today. So starting with a look at the tables, and here we go. We have Group A here, which includes the winner. See, this is where it gets confusing. There is a Nations League quarterfinal going to go on at the same time as these games, including the bigger boys from those Nations Leagues, and basically the winner of the quarterfinals and the losers will then be put into certain groups. For example, the winner of the Germany-Italy match over the course of a 2-legged affair will go into this group. So Group A will have the winner of that match. They'll also have Slovakia, Northern Ireland and Luxembourg. Over in Group B, we already know the 4 nations, Switzerland, Sweden, Slovenia and Kosovo. None of these nations are in action this week, neither of these in this respective competition. Meanwhile, Group C has another Nations League loser this time. The loser of Portugal and Denmark will go into Group C alongside Greece, Scotland and Belarus. Again, not in action in this competition this match day for this thing. Meanwhile, Group D, we have the winner of the quarterfinal 2, France versus Croatia. They'll also be occupied or joined by Ukraine, Iceland and Azerbaijan. Kicking on forward into Group E, we have the winner of quarterfinal 1, Spain or Netherlands, and they'll be joined by Turkey, Georgia and Bulgaria. Group F has the winner of quarterfinal 3, which is Portugal and Denmark. And then I've got Hungary, Republic of Ireland and Armenia. Group G has the loser of the quarterfinal between Spain and Netherlands. Also has Poland, Finland, Lithuania and Malta. Group H has 5 nations, Austria, Romania, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Cyprus and San Marino. Finally, or in the final graphic here on this, we have the loser of the quarterfinal 4, Germany or Italy, and they'll be joined by Norway, Israel, Estonia and Moldova. Group J has Belgium, Wales, Northern Macedonia, Kazakhstan, Liechtenstein. We have Group K, England, Serbia, Albania, Latvia and Andorra. And then finally, we have Group L, and that's the loser of quarterfinal 2, France or Croatia, joined by Czech Republic, Montenegro, Faroe Islands, and Gibraltar. Whoo, that's that. We do have a handful of games, though, of 3 or 4 of the groups there. So let's just crack on and have a go at these then. These are the games coming at you this match day number 1. Of course, there are other match days going on with European nations. We're talking about the Nations League quarterfinals. There's also the Nations League promotion relegation matches. They're in a separate video, but this one is all about the World Cup qualifiers and it's match day number 1. So I'm going to start with, of course, the top of the graphic. It is Malta up against Finland. All right, folks, match taking place on the 21st of March. That's right, come out of the National Stadium Taquail over in Malta. Malta, of course, managed by David Mazzotta, the Italian, unbeaten in the last 4 matches. Of course, they finished in top. Oh, well, they're not top of nothing. I mean, it's Finland under the coach Markku Cannavara. Winners in the last 6 are Finland. Actually, that's 6 defeats on the spin for them. Taking on Malta for what will be their 6th time of the previous 5. They've won 4 of them of Finland. There's been 1 draw. Of course, this match, of course, in UEFA Group G. Last time they played each other in Malta, it was a 2-1 win for Finland back in March 2010. But the last time they played each other was a 5-0 win for Finland back in March 2018. They've actually scored 12 goals, have Finland, over Malta over the course of those 5 games, picking up a 2.40 goals a game on average. As for Malta, just scoring the 3 goals in those 5 games, 0.60 goals a game on average. average. Malta on the back of that 0-0 draw against Andorra. Back-to-back clean sheets. In fact, they've got quite a few clean sheets on the bounce. They've got 4 clean sheets on the spin out of Malta. But again, you've got to check out the opposition. Meanwhile, the Finns on the back of that 2-0 loss to Greece. They haven't scored in the last 2. Of course, so the last victory being a bit of a head scratcher as well. So it's been a long time since Finland last won a game. But this game, of course, taking place in Malta. It's going to be a tricky one to see because I just don't know. Finland aren't the powerhouses of old. But I am going to go with a 2-1 win for the Finns on opening day in the World Cup qualifiers. Same group, of course, it is Poland. They're going to be taking on Lithuania, taking place on the 21st of March at the Stadio Narodowy in Warsaw. Poland under Marcel Probiec, 5 games without a win for them up against Lithuania under Edgars Jakunas, who have lost 6 on the spin. Now, these two nations played 7 times in 2003, 3 wins Poland, 2 wins Lithuania. There's been 2 draws between the two sides. Last time around, we'll get to that in a minute. Poland, of course, picking up a 4-0 win on their record against Lithuania, scoring 10 goals in those 7 games, 1.43 goals a game on average. Lithuania do have a 2-0 win. They have scored 6 goals against Poland, 0.86 goals a game on average. The most recent match, though, between these two sides was a 4-0 win for Poland back in June 2018. It was in Poland. Poland on the back of that 2-1 loss to Scotland. That was back in November. Lithuania on the back of that 1-0 loss to Kosovo. Again, taking place over in Group G. You would imagine Poland will be up there or thereabouts, competing for at least the runners-up spot. Going to go with a 3-0 win for the Poles on this one over Lithuania to give themselves a big old boost in matchday number 1. Next up, let's go to Cyprus. That's right, as they take on San Marino, coming at you over the AEK Arena in Larnaca. Cyprus under Apollos Maniotos, the Greek manager there. Just 1 win in the last 5 matchups against San Marino. And Roberto Covioli, the Italian, that's right. Back-to-back games without a loss for San Marino. They've played Cyprus 7 times in 1998. They've yet to win. They have scored 1 goal, 0.14 goals a game on average. The Cypriots, of course, winning 7 on the spin against San Marino with a 5-0 win on the record, scoring 22 goals against them, 3.14 goals a game on average. The most recent match at Cyprus was a 5-0 win way back in March 2019. However, the most recent match was a 4-1 win for Cyprus back in June 2024 in a friendly. The San Marinos on the back of a 3-1 win over Liechtenstein. Like I said, back-to-back games without a loss. They also picked up a draw against Gibraltar quite recently. The Cypriots, though, on the back of that 4-1 loss to Romania, but their last home match was a 2-1 win over Lithuania. Of course, Cyprus should win this game. San Marino are still the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. They are part-timers. Cyprus should win this one. 2-0 win. It might be more than that. But let me know your thoughts down below. Yep, this is one of the bigger games of this World Cup match number 1. They've taken on Bosnia and Herzegovina at the National Arena over in Bucharest. Romania under Mircea Lucescu, 6 wins on the spin for them right now, 100% form for them. Up against Bosnia and Herzegovina under Sergei Babets, winless in the last 6. They played 6 times in 2002, 4 wins Romania, 2 wins for Bosnia. There's been no draws. Romania do have a 4-1 win on the record, scoring 13 goals against Bosnia and Herzegovina, picking up a 2.17 goals a game on average. The away side here, with a 1-0 win on the record, 4 goals scored against Romania, 0.67 goals a game on average. The last match these two sides played was in Romania, and it was a 4-1 win for the hosts back in September 2022. Romania on the back of that 4-1 over Cyprus back in November. Bosnia and Herzegovina with a draw against the Dutchies. Of course, they win the Nations League top flight there. Of course, we're kind of out muscled there. They've only scored 1 goal in the last 3 games, have Bosnia and Herzegovina. This is a tricky one to call. I think Romania at home should have it in the tank to get it, but if this game was flipped around, I could also see Bosnia and Herzegovina winning it. Go with a 3-1 win for Romania here to give themselves a boost on the first day of their games. Next up, we go over to Group I. That's right, as Moldova take on Norway. That's right, the power generation or the golden generation of the Norwegians. Moldova coming into this, one defeat in the last 6 matches, 75% form for them right now. Up against Norway under Stal Solbakken, just 1 defeat in the last 6, also 75% form. This match takes place at the Stadio Zamburu Chisinau in Moldova. They played 5 times in 2005, Norway winning 4 of them. There's been 1 draw and no wins for the hosts. Moldova have scored only 1 goal against Norway, picking up a 0.20 goals a game on average. The Norwegians, on the flip side, do have a 2-0 win on the record, scoring 6 goals in those 5 games on average, 1.20 goals a game on average. Last time around, of course, at this very venue or over in Moldova, it was a 1-0 win for Norway way back in September 2007. But the most recent match was a friendly. It was a 2-1 win for Norway way back in January 2014. Moldova on the back of that 1-1 draw against Gibraltar back in November. Norway with a 5-0 win over Kazakhstan. They've actually scored 9 goals in the last 2 games combined. Norway, this is it. This is it for the golden generation. They have the players. Do they have the right coach? Will they get it right on the night? I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Norway to give themselves a big old boost this campaign. Same group, we have Israel. They're going to be taking on Estonia, coming at you over at the Novodevice Stadion in Debrecen in Hungary. Of course, neutral venue for this one. Israel under Ranban Shadiwan, coming into this on back-to-back games without a loss. 25% form for them right now. Estonia, though, under Jürgen Henn, just one win in the last 6. They've played Israel twice since 2006, losing both. Israel picking up a 4-0 win, scoring 5 goals in total, picking up a 2.50 goals a game on average. The Estonians yet to score, not only yet to win, but yet to score against Israel. And of course, the most recent match being that 4-0 win way back in March 2007. That was on Israel turf there. Israel on the back of that 1-0 win over Belgium. Surprise, surprise. Back-to-back clean sheets for the Israelis. Meanwhile, Estonia on the back of that 1-0 loss to Slovakia. They haven't scored a goal in the last 3 matches. Of course, Israel have got some quality players these days. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for them on this one against Estonia. Switching over to Group J, we have Liechtenstein taking on North Macedonia. The hosts, of course, managed by Koran Fostruck. 33% form for them right now. Just 1 win in the last 6 up against North Macedonia, who won 5 on the bloody bounce. They have played Liechtenstein 9 times in 2002, winning 8 of them. There has been 1 draw, but they've scored a total of 28 goals in those 9 games, with the biggest being a 5-0 win with an average of 3.11 goals a game. As for Liechtenstein, scoring 4 goals in those 9 matches, 0.44 goals a game. The most recent match being at Liechtenstein back in October 2021 was a 4-0 win for North Macedonia. They've scored, what are we looking at? 11 goals in the last 3 games against Liechtenstein without conceding any. Liechtenstein on the back of that 3-1 loss to San Marino back in November. North Macedonia on, what are we looking at here? 5 clean sheets on the spin. Back-to-back wins, 5 wins on the spin. Looking pretty good, but the most recent match was a win over the Faroes. Of course, taking place over in Group J, this bad boy. What are we going? We're going with a comfortable 2-0 win for North Macedonia. It could be more than that, but we'll see as it all pans out. Same group, it is Wales. They're going to be taking on Kazakhstan, taking place over the Cardiff City Stadium in Cardiff, managed by Craig Bellamy these days. They're unbeaten in their last 6 matches. Up against Kazakhstan and Stanislav Cheryshev, who've lost 5 on the spin. Goodness gracious me. Next to play each other, these two sides. Wales on the back of a 4-1 win over Iceland. That was back in November. Kazakhstan losing to Norway 5-0. Most recently, never scored a goal in the last, I don't even know, at least the last 6 games. But big score, big defeats to Austria quite recently and Norway. Concerning times for Kazakhstan. The Welsh should have this one at their own backyard. I'm going with a 3-1 win. I've given them a goal, though, Kazakhstan, on this one. Let's go over to the Estadio Nacional Andorra La Vella as Andorra take on Latvia. That's right, coming at you over in Group K. Andorra, currently managed by Kodo Alvaz. 1 win, lost 1 draw, 1 over the last 3. Up against Latvia under Paolo Nicolato. Just winless in the last 4. They've played Andorra 9 times in 2008. 5 wins Latvia, nothing for Andorra. There's been 4 draws between the two sides, including the last match way back in September 2022. Andorra also on the back of a 0-0 draw against Malta. They haven't scored a goal, though, in the last couple of games. As for Latvia, on the back of a 2-1 loss to Armenia, their last victory was a 4-1 win. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a 4-1 win. It was a 1-0 win over Faroes way back in September 2024. So it's taking place over in Group K, which does include England. I do anticipate a 1-1 draw here, giving Andorra a bit of a boost on this one. Let's go same group. Group K is England, of course, under Thomas Tuchel these days, up against Albania. That's right. England coming into this 5 wins of the last 6, just 1 defeat in over the last 6 matches, 83% form for them. Up against Albania under Silvino, 42% form for them, just 1 win in the last 5. They played twice since 2021, 2 wins for England, nothing for Albania. There's been no draws. England have a 5-0 win on the record, scored 7 goals in those 2 games, 3.50 goals a game on average. Albania yet to score in those 2 matches. The last match was that 5-0 win. It was in England back in November 2021. The English on the back of that 5-0 win over Ireland. They've scored 8 goals in the last 2 games combined. As for Albania on the back of a 2-1 loss to the Ukrainians. Goodness gracious me. This match taking place at Wembley on the 21st of March. Tuchel's first game. It's going to be a 3-0 win as well for England. Comfortably done. And put themselves in the driving seat over in Group K. Into the final couple, we have Montenegro. They're going to be taking on Gibraltar. Of course, this match will take place at the Gradski Stadium in Niskalic. That's right, in Montenegro. Montenegro, of course, under the managerialship of legend Robert Przanecki. That's right. They've just come 1 win in the last 6, though, 70% form up against Gibraltar, managed by Julio Cesar Ribas Valahovic, who is a Uruguayan, and they're unbeaten in the last 6 games, however, drawing 4 of the last 5. They played Montenegro twice since 2021, just scoring the 1 goal, 0.50 goals a game on average. The Montenegrins do have a 3-0 win on the record. They've scored 7 goals in those 2 games, 3.50 goals a game on average. The last time they played at Montenegro. It was a 4-1 win way back in March 2021. Gibraltar on the back of that 1-1 draw against Moldova. It's actually been 3 draws on the spin against Liechtenstein, San Marino, and of course Gibraltar did pick up the draw against Moldova. Montenegro on the back of that 3-1 win over Turkey. Big win it was, of course, for them. That was their one and only win in the last 6. It should be a one-sided affair on this one. I'm going to go with a 4-0 win for Montenegro at home. Unfortunately, Gibraltar, this is the real world. So it's going to be a spicy run-in for you guys. And then finally, folks, we go over to the Matchday Arena in Hradec as Czechia under Ivan Hasic, coming into 5 games unbeaten, 67% form, up against Faroe Islands under Idrin Klaskin. 42% form for them right now over in Group L. Czechia winning 5 on the spin against Faroes. Of course, those numbers stretching back to 1998. They do a 5-0 win on the record, scoring 12 goals in those 5 games, 2.40 goals a game on average. Of those 5 games, the Faroes have yet to score against Czechia, with the most recent match being just the 1-0, though, way back in October 2023. The Chechens on the back of a 2-1 win over Georgia. Of course, they are a spicy little outfit, are the Chechens these days. Faroes on the back of a 1-0 loss to North Macedonia, back-to-back games without a goal. Czech Republic should be up there or thereabouts in this group. It's a spicy group. Montenegro also ain't no slouches. I'm going to go with a 3-0 win for the Chechens this time around to give themselves an opening day victory. That's my take on it, guys. We'll be back for match number 2 very, very soon over in the World Cup qualifiers. Of course, these nations back in action once again. But until then, subscribe, smash the like. Until then, we're done.